I would like to bring the July 21st, 2021 meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors to order. Ms. Caldwell, can we have a roll call, please? You're muted. Or you're muted, Ms. Caldwell.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Mr. Fralinger? Ms. Krajewski?
Here.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Mr. Goldsboro?
Here.
Ms. Joseph?
Here.
Ms. Fagan? Mr. Evans?
Here.
Mr. Chavone?
Here.
Mr. Phelps?
Here. Okay, can we, Mr. Evans, can we have the invocation and the pledge, please?
Yes, sir. Heavenly Father, please hear our prayer. Bless all schools, colleges, and especially the Interboro School District. And grant to this board in their deliberations this evening the spirit of wisdom, truth, and knowledge. What is undertaken always be done in charity and in peace, and what we do might be for the benefit of others. All this we ask in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
The United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, do we have any public comments, Mr. Evans?
No, sir.
All right, we'll move right on to number 3 then.
Motion 3.1, that the following minutes of the special meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors held on July 12th, 2021 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
Motion 3.2, that the following minutes of the regular meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors held on June 16th, 2021 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 7-0. Next, we will hear from our solicitor for the solicitor's report, Mr. Angelos.
Thank you, Mr. President. Over the last month, our office has engaged and assisted the district in special education matters, has reviewed and revised contracts, has discussed tax assessment appeals, and has also provided legal updates with legal laws that have been in place. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Angelos. Okay, moving on to number 5, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Finance, motion 5.1, that the Treasurer's report for the month ending June 30th, 2021 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
Motion 5.2, that fund disbursements in the amount of $10,664,367.49 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
Motion 5.3, that the budget transfers for 2020-2021 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries 7-0. See, we have no correspondence tonight, Mr. Evans.
No, sir.
Okay, we'll move right on to number 7.
Motion that the following excuse me. Motion that the following personnel actions be approved. Motion 7.1 to 7.8 on page 5.
Second.
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, motion's carried 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
Motion with regret that the following retirement be approved. Motion 8.1, Joanne Cox, school nurse at Norwood Tinicum Schools with 20 years of service to the district, be approved for retirement effective June 14th, 2021.
second,
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next up, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Curriculum and Instruction, motion that the following items be approved. Motion 9.1 to 9.20 on page 7.
second,
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
aye,
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carry 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Special Education Pupil Services, motion that the following items be approved. 10.1 to 10.10 on page 8.
second,
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carry 7-0. Next up, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Technology, motion that the following items be approved. 11.1 to 11.4 on page 9.
second,
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carry 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Finance, motion that the following items be approved. 12.1 to 12.5.
second,
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carry 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
Motion 13 that the Board of School Directors approve the independent contractors agreement between Interboro School District and residency officer Scott Dixon effective July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022, not to exceed $25,000 to be paid from district funds.
second,
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
Motion 14 that the Board of School Directors approve the independent contractors agreement between Interboro School District and transportation consultant Burchard Blackburn effective July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022, not to exceed $1,500 to be paid from district funds.
second,
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
This is a roll call motion. Motion 15 that the Board of School Directors approve the contract with Kid Stop before and after school program for 2021-2022 school year.
second,
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. Ms. Caldwell, could we have a roll call on this, please?
Ms. Krajewski,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Goldsboro,
Yes.
Ms. Joseph,
Yes.
Mr. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Chavone,
yes,
Mr. Phelps.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
This is also a roll call motion. Number 16, that the Board of School Directors approve the cost proposal for the TCI Elementary K-5 Social Studies Program at a cost of $155,043 to be paid from Elementary and Secondary Schools Emergency Relief Fund, otherwise known as ARP ESSER.
second,
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, Ms. Caldwell, could we have a roll call on this, please?
Ms. Krajewski,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Goldsboro,
Yes.
Ms. Joseph,
Yes.
Mr. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Chavone,
yes,
Mr. Phelps.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
This is also a roll call motion. Motion 17, that the Board of School Directors approve the Interboro School District 2021-2022 Health and Safety Plan.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
Mr. Phelps, if I may,
Yes, Mr. Goldsboro.
just so that the public is aware, we had a lot of discussion about this health and safety plan. This is something that has to be agreed upon by the board by July 30th so that we can qualify for federal funding with the ESSERS program. A lot of the things that some of the things that we had discussed and looked at are going to be aligned with CDC guidance and Department of Health with the state of Pennsylvania, and also in consultation with Chester County Health Department and CHOP policy also. So this document is a working document, and meaning that if those that guidance changes, these things that are listed in the health and safety plan could also change. So I just want to make the public aware of that, have that on record so that everybody is aware.
Thank you, Mr. Goldsboro. Excuse me. Any other comments?
I just, real quick,
Mr.
Mr. Phelps,
Chavon.
I just wanted to, I know a lot of work is going on behind the scenes with Mrs. Riley, and especially our nurses working to develop and stay on top of all of the guidance. So I just want to, publicly recognize the nurses who are working with Mrs. Riley. They're, really helping fine tune and making sure that we're following all the guidance appropriately. So they deserve a lot of recognition on that.
I agree with you also, Mr. Chavon. Any other comments? Hearing none. Ms. Caldwell, can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Krajewski,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Goldsboro,
Yes.
Ms. Joseph,
Yes.
Mr. Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Chavon,
Yes.
Mr. Phelps.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Do we have any old business to attend? Any new business? Hearing none, we will now hear from our superintendent, Ms. Riley. You're muted.
Thank you,
There we go.
Mr. Phelps. I do have a couple of announcements and then 2 comments. Some information about registration and residency. The registration office is holding residency verifications for all multiple occupancy families within the district and the renters of students entering 1st, 6th, 9th, and 11th grades. As of July 20th, 2021, of our 335 multiple occupancy families, we have about 44 families that have completed residency verification. And if you do the math there, we have over 290 families that still need to come in and verify residency. Of the 191 of families that are renting within the community, we have 37 families that have completed residency verification. So we still need over 150 families to come in. We've sent many bi-monthly reminders out through Blackboard, and beginning next week, we will be making, our registration office will be making calls encouraging families to please complete the re-registration and residency verification. So I would ask parents that if you have received correspondence and have not completed your residency verification, that you would please go to the website for more information on this. We have started to use paperless registration via PowerSchool, and so far we have registered 90 families, and that's been going very well. And I would like to recognize Mr. Sonnet and the tech department, along with Mrs. O'Shea and Miss Lambert, who have really worked behind the scenes to make this a very smooth process for our parents when completing this online registration. And I do have to say that's been going very well. As of right now, for kindergarten registration, we have about 154 students who are registered. So I think we're doing well, we're doing good, but we still need to see more families coming in throughout the summer to complete the registration and residency verification. I'd like to congratulate Joanne Cox, who is retiring. She has been with us for quite a while in our nurse's office at Tinicum in Norwood. So we wish her well and hope that she enjoys her retirement. And as Mr. Goldsboro was saying, tonight the board did approve the health and safety plan for the 21-22 school year. This will be posted. The final version for now will be posted on the website tomorrow. And I would ask that parents please take a look at that document. And if they have any questions, to please reach out to my office directly. I'm more than happy to speak with you. We are working on some additional information to add to that document for parents. It is not ready yet, but within the next week or two, I would say, let's go 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you'll receive more information. The plan right now is to open at 100% for students to return with some mitigation efforts in place. We are following the CDC and the Department of Health guidelines that we are receiving. So I would ask that parents please review that document. And if you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to reach out to my office and contact me. And I am more than happy to discuss with you and answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Do we have any comments from any of the board members?
Mr. Phelps, I did notice that there's a Q&A question, and there was a chat question. I don't know if they're being addressed by anybody else currently, but I wasn't sure if they should be brought up or addressed at this point.
Myself, I can't see you, Ms. Riley.
We do have a question regarding masking, and that is in the document as right now recommended. It is not mandatory. And
that's in accordance with the CDC guidance right now.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. There was also a question regarding one of the motions that was approved under special education. That was a Q&A. Miss Lambert, you are, let me see where she is. I would like her to answer this because it was under special education. If you're okay with that, Mr. Phelps, otherwise I can
Absolutely.
contact that parent. Okay. Hold on one second here.
Good evening.
Miss Lambert.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. So this
Hi,
is a
sir.
question regarding motion. Just a minute, please.
10.2.
10.2. The Bradley Sullivan training for health and PE for new sexual orientation and gender identity curriculum. Can you please answer that as how it will be implemented for students and who specifically this is for?
Yes, the Bradbury Sullivan Center has in years past gave professional development to our teachers. They will be specifically working with our health and PE department this summer to just make sure that our gender identity and sexual orientation, as well as puberty, is up to date with our health and PE curriculum. We will not be altering curriculum or changing curriculum. We will just making sure that we are using the right terminology, increasing our resources, and hoping that our health and PE staff continue to get professional development in this area.
Thank you, Ms. Lambert. Is there anything else, Ms. Riley?
Nope, that was it.
Okay, do we have any other comments from any board members? Okay, hearing none, myself, on behalf of the board, I would like to thank Ms. Cox for her 20 years of service as a school nurse. I'm sure that was a lot of tummy aches to look at over the years, but we do appreciate it, and you will be missed. It's getting harder and harder to replace our nurses. So, but thank you for your service. Alrighty, the Interboro School District will continue to hold all future meetings remotely until further notice. Please visit the Interboro School District website at www.interboro.sd.org for further information. The next work session of the Interboro Board of School Directors will be held on Monday, August 16th, 2021 at 7 p.m. The next regularly monthly public meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors will be held on Wednesday, August 18th, 2021 at 7 p.m. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate your time.